All right, you guys. Well, welcome to our second team call of the month. This month we are focusing solely on inviting. Last week we had a killer call by Joy Bowen. She spoke to the specific strategy that we're going to elaborate. Well, when I say we, I mean our guest. I'm going to introduce her in a second. Elaborate on the invitation process and the setting up of more of the personalized approach to getting your customer to commit to the transaction. And it's been working because Jessica Goldsmith, I know she's not on right now, she signed up 2 coaches in the last 2 days from using this brand new to her. So it works. We got both my team, Team Empowered to Change, Team Fitfluence, Team Keep It Real, and also Rachel's team, Team Boom Squad. So we're coming together, and you guys, I'm excited for you guys to listen to Melissa. Melissa Hudgens is like one of the OGs. Her and Robert, they've been coaches even like longer than I. Part of the founding coaches of Team Beachbody's Coach Network. So like you guys are getting legit like longevity out of the coaches and experience. So Melissa has seen it and been through it all, and she actually, Joy, she's one of your personally sponsored coaches, right? No, is she online? Okay. So Joy spoke to the customer first that is part of Tasha Wilson. I think Tasha Wilson, right? Or Smith? Smith, thank you. I knew it was one of the 2. So if you guys didn't grab her book yet, please do if you want to follow along this method, but it works. And I'm going to throw it over to Melissa because we've got a short window with her, and I really want you guys to learn from her and why she's working and how you can be applying it to your business like right now. And if you're not, and your business isn't going anywhere, listen to this. I'll let you do
it. Okay. Yep. Thank you. Thank you, Taryn. I'm so excited I could come on to your call today. And I apologize that I didn't.
What's the first person, the room number on the list?
Somebody's not muted. Something about a room number. I don't have that room number, but if I did, I'd give it to you. So I just, like Taryn said, I have been around a long time. And here's what's really interesting. That I've been around since like before anybody grew this type of business on social media. And I know that ages me a lot, but like, it's crazy. Robert and I talk about it all the time. This is literally the longest job we have ever had. We're approaching 14 years with Team Beachbody, and it's crazy. But I know you heard from Joy, and Joy gave you this incredible process. I've got teenagers upstairs gaming, and they don't realize how loud they are. I'm sure some of you might not be at that stage in your life yet, but they think they're talking quietly, and they're not. So I'm sorry. But so Joy gave you this process that is fairly new, but yet not new. Because when Robert and I first started growing this business, it was all on the phone or face-to-face. You didn't connect with people in the way you do social media today. I mean, there wasn't like the hey girl messages, and this just wasn't a thing. It really wasn't. And so what's really interesting is that we're reverting back to that for many reasons. Social media used to be where you connected with people and you built trust with people and you felt really genuine with them. And now, because there's so many people on social media and so many companies promoting the hey girl type messages, they've become white noise. And when we were truly trying to connect with people, they get several of those, and so they don't hear us truly trying to connect with them. And so that's why we're now promoting get on the phone. And I know it's so scary, fearful. I'm gonna mute my line 1 second. Okay, I'm gonna kill this. I'm on the phone. I'm on a call. So, okay, sorry. He's like, ah. Okay. I do have some slides I want to kind of work you through, and they're also just going to help me kind of stay on track. But I'm totally open for questions. So I have the chat open, and if you have questions, just pop over there. Can you make me a host so I can share my screen? Okay. Okay, cool. Thank you. Oh, that's not what I want to do. I want to present. Present. Here we go. I'm starting to use Canva because I really like their look, but oh, now I don't see you guys. Let me see if I can pop over. Usually I could see you, but I can't. Can you hear me still? I just want to make sure. Yeah, okay. Okay, interesting. Now you see this and where, oh gosh. Is my screen still showing? I don't think it is. No. Okay, all right. Now maybe it is. It's weird. I don't normally, anyway, I'm just gonna go through this and then I'll come back to the chat, I guess, because I can't see you guys. It's so strange. I remember when Lauren had this issue. So, okay. So when I think of my business, this is literally, hopefully you can see me. This is literally like how I think about it. Like I literally am like, thank you, Jesus, for this business. This is amazing to me. And I want to give it to others. And you may not be there yet. You know, like I said, I bleed Beachbody blue. My kids have only known us to be Team Beachbody coaches. And it's just, it's a little different than some other people, but I have my team realizing like, this is an incredible opportunity. And they do feel that way. And Taryn, you're just gonna have to text me if I need to kind of pop off or something, or go over the chat. It's really strange. I've never had this happen before. So
I'll keep an eye on the chat, but I don't know if you're screen sharing, but I don't see anything.
Oh, you don't?
You might have to hit the little red thing in the corner.
Yeah, let me see. It's so weird. I mean, you guys, I really do host Zoom calls like all the time. I don't understand. Okay, so it's just, maybe that's why I didn't see you guys. Okay, here, I'm just gonna leave it up like this because right now I can see you and I can see the chat and all the things, and I feel comfortable with it like this. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. The picture, now you can see my screen, right? Yeah, okay. So, you know, there's the girl I was talking about, so I'm not gonna go through that whole thing again. But here's what I feel like. When you hear, take your conversations to the phone, I think we get super fearful. And I have a couple reasons behind that. Reasons on why. But let's talk about this. Fear disappears when you focus on serving others. Like that's like the primary goal for us, right? We're focused on serving others. We're not focused on Success Club points. We're not focused on rank. We're focusing on serving others. And when you truly do that and you put rank and you put some of that aside, you realize, okay, I'm just helping someone. They may or may not want my help, and I'm going to move on. If you think of them as like, I have to have this person to advance in rank, you start to get really like, it comes through your voice, it comes through your actions and through your words, and then that's when sometimes that fear sets in even harder. I was scared of so many things, but everything changed and that fear disappeared when I became crystal clear about my own purpose, that I'm here to help people be successful. I'm here to transform their lives. And you are too. I really love Bob Halig's training. I take it a lot. I also believe in, before you sit down to work your business for like a power hour or for a power 2 hours, I really feel like a 5-minute personal development, just shock to the system, is important. Whether you're reading things like this, or I always have my team, and I do this in my power hours, if you've ever been on them with me, is affirmations. And I will get to the invite process because I know that's where you're going. But when you say these affirmations out loud, like literally when I host my power hours, I want to see all lips moving, because when you say things out loud, you hear it better in your head, and your head believes it. Your mindset changes. You can see, like, I am the CEO of my amazing business. You guys are all CEOs. Whether you're an emerald or a diamond and shooting for star diamond, you are a CEO of your business. And you are positive and confident. And you provide hope, love, and faith to your followers. And I don't know about you guys, but you should be extremely blessed to be part of this successful and growing company, because quarterly bonuses just came out today, you guys. And It was a huge increase from Q1 to Q2. This company is growing. It wasn't only a huge increase in the sales. We went from 92 million to 119 million, but it was a huge increase in rankings and star diamonds and the coaches coming on our team. And then lastly, and you can just say to yourself, I have super incredible resources that can help people during this time of uncertainty. I keep thinking we're going to get out of this pandemic, and it like keeps slapping me in the face like all the time. I'm like, oh my gosh. So what we have to offer is so relevant right now, and it's going to continue to be relevant, I think, until the end of the year, sadly. And so create that confidence in yourself. When you have that confidence, push us to the other side, and you have that ability to invite more. So this kind of goes into a little bit about what Joy has. I'm going to talk a little bit more about it. I have some notes here that I'd love to go over with you guys, but most of us do, as I still do, start off by sharing on social media. And when I share, I really try to share with, and I think it's a Rachel. Sorry, I got her. I forgot I was a host. I really try to share with as if they're talking across from me at the coffee house. That's what you need to think about. How would you talk to a friend sitting across from you, having coffee or having a glass of wine? Not sharing a glass of wine. Everybody has their own. But having a glass of wine. You build relationships. You comment on their stories. You start to build that trust. But you need to do it more and more and more and get more comfortable with using your voice messages on your phone, because they hear your voice. They hear that you're genuine and that you're caring, and they're not just a number to you, and you're not just like the hey girl thing as you whiz on by. How many of you, just kind of raise your hands, I'll just kind of scroll quickly. How many of you do use your voice messages as often as possible? Okay, great. I know some of you are diamonds, working on star diamonds. I feel like diamonds have really gotten that down, but if you're working to get there, I really want to suggest that to you. And that last one is the one that freaks everybody out. Get on the phone. So Joy talked to you about that last week. And here's one thing. I don't know how many of you know Michelle Kellogg. She's been a coach for a super long time, over 10 years. She's not going to be one of the ones that's highlighted on stage very often. She's 5-star diamond, consistent. What I love about this business is that there's people making $500,000 a year in this business. You don't know who they are because they've been around for a long time and they're just super consistent. And that's Michelle, super consistent. Well, she has 100% closing rate on the phone and has for 2 years now. She's been doing this a little bit before. We brought Tasha on. Tasha's my business mentor, not related, like she's not a Team Beachbody coach or anything like that. But she works with top income earners with different network marketing companies across the United States and around the world. And she just swears by this. And then when Michelle started working with Tasha too, she's like, oh my gosh, I've been doing this, but she's tweaked it. And she literally, she said it just the other night on a team call, 100% closing rate. How would you like to have a 100% closing rate on the phone, or do 150 hey girl messages and hope a few of those stick? You don't need tons of coaches. I don't know exactly how Taryn kind of teaches you how many coaches you need a month, but you can grow a solid business if you're bringing on 5 to 10 coaches a month, if they're builder coaches. Obviously, if you load them all on discount coaches, which is totally fine, you're going to need a few more of that. But if you could get on the phone and pretty much have a pretty good guarantee, I hate to say 100% because you're going to have that work through, but you still have a way higher than 50% if you get them on the phone. Why? Because if someone's going to give you the time to hop on a phone call with you, they're interested. Now, here's a couple things. I'm going to just I don't have this in a script. I have it. I just don't have it right here in front of me. And I apologize for that. But I literally do this when I get people on the phone, and I put this in front of me, and it is something I can send to Taryn. I think she already probably got the slides from Joy that does have this script. Okay, so this is, and maybe you guys weren't on that, so I'm going to go over it. But when I get the person on the phone, Here's exactly what I say. And I even have like fill in the blank things. It says, what do you want to make sure we go over today? I'm making this phone call about them, not about me and what I have to offer, about them. And so they'll say, well, I kind of want to hear, I saw that you've been promoting this muscle burns fat, or I saw the little video, or, whatever it might be. And I just want to know more about that. Okay, well, I want to personalize this conversation to you. I don't want to bore you with all the stuff that I already know about. I want to make it sure that I personalize this to you. So can you tell me a little bit about your health and fitness goals or where you are with your family, with your health and fitness? And so they usually do. They open up. You're going to be surprised, y'all, how much people open up. They really do. They start laying it all out there. And here's what I think happens. Here's why people get so fearful of getting on the phone. You think they're going to ask you this question that you're not going to be able to answer, or that you're not going to come across as feeling like you know what you're doing, but you will. I promise you, you will come across knowing what you're talking about. No one has asked me random questions that I can't answer. And it's not just because I have all the answers. I don't. But they just don't. You are the expert, and they're looking to you as that. So you need to feel like, you know what? I know what I'm doing. I'm going to be able to answer this person's questions no matter what they answer, what they ask. And they don't ask random weird questions. So when they finish talking about their health and just say, is there something, what else? Like, tell me a little bit about your nutrition. And they tell you about their nutrition. And is there anything else that you would like for me to know about? And, and I think Joy probably went over this. Is there anything else? You just let them talk, because people like talking about themselves. And if they say, no, that's about it, and you're like, okay, great. What do you already know about Shakeology? Or what do you already know about our BOD programs? Ask them, what do you already know? Because there's no point in you telling them a bunch of stuff if they already know it, right? And here's what's really cool is that you should be taking notes, obviously not now, but yes, now. Taking notes, but you take notes when you're talking to people or when you're having this Zoom. The best is Zoom, by the way, and then the second best is the phone call. But take notes so that when you can loop back to them. So when you start to personalize this, what you can say, okay, you told me that your family is on the go all the time, and that getting in a good nutritious meal can be really hard, especially for breakfast. So, and you can start talking about how Shakeology for breakfast would be great for their family. So what you're doing is you're listening, and then you're kind of regurgitating it back to them with products that can help them. Another thing I love this. You can talk it on the phone, but this is also a really good one if you are just a texting girl, which we need to come off of. But what does results look like to you? Because so many people think like, oh, they want to get to their goal weight, or they want to, they want to be able to eat clean 100% of the time. Sometimes people's results to them is they just want to lose 5 pounds and make sure that they have one healthy meal a day. So that way you know where this person is looking to go. So many times and for so many years, Robert, if he's on the phone right now, but if he wasn't, he would tell you, we threw up on people all day long, all the time. Conversations were 2 hours long. We told them all the things about everything. And in the end, you know what would happen? We would run out of time and the people would hang up, and we didn't even ask for the business at the end. Because we don't need to do that. We need to listen. And then let me look here at some of my notes. So after you can do another thing. You can say, a couple questions that really help people think and talk. Obviously, what do results look like to you? And what does your day-to-day look like? Those are 2 really good questions to help people kind of talk. Sometimes they get stuck with like, what does your health and fitness look like for your family? They might get stuck a little bit there, but if you ask them, what does your day-to-day look like? Oh, they can totally think about that and start answering. And then one of the last questions is you can say is, have you ever driven around hangry before? Or have you ever just gotten through the whole day and realized like you don't know where you're going to fit that workout in? I really like that. Have you ever I mean, how many of us have been hangry before? Like, hello. For me, I always talk about beach bars when it comes to the hangry comment. Have you ever driven around hangry? Do you ever get to the point when you're picking up your kids and you're just like, you're so mad that you didn't fit lunch in because you're starving and now you're in the pickup line? Different things like that. So then, you think, what do you want to do? What do you want? Yeah. So when I start talking about those things of like, you start to understand what they want, whether it's Shakeology, whether it's BOD, whether it's the full package. And you can just ask them, are you ready to look at some packages? Let's open up and check this out. And so you open up your Zoom. If you're on Zoom, you literally open up your share cart and you build it there. I know that Joy had that because I just had her call on my call too, and she opens that up. I think we overcomplicate it. I think we're like, I've seen all the graphics for hashtag MBF, right? There's like 1 million of them. And we need to remember that 2 choices is better than 3 or 4 or 5. If you're going to give choices, give 2. You're the expert, you can build it. And you can build that share cart. And remember, they can always edit out their share cart. If you add in beach bars and Energize, because you talked about it, because they're low on energy at 3 o'clock and they're hangry, and those 2 items would be amazing for them, and it would be, they can always edit it out. So don't be fearful of adding that in. Danielle Natoni adds in all kinds of things into her share carts when she sends them, because she's talking to the people and she hears what they need and she adds them and tells them why she's added those to the cart, but that they can edit them out. I want to get to here's one other thing. I have 2 more slides for you. Fear holds you back from doing something you know you can do. You know you can get on the phone with these people. You know you can. I want you to dig deep and think, why is it I don't want to pick up the phone? Hey, for me, Tasha had to work through. I was not ready to get on the phone. We get so good about the flexibility, just online, when you're on your phone, you're just chatting on your phone, and we just get so comfortable with that we don't want to pick it up. But I can tell you, my closing rate has skyrocketed since I've been getting on the phone. It really has. So fear holds you back from doing something you know you can do. Do you think about Team Beachbody? Like, when you think about Team Beachbody, what does it mean to you? And do you think about it as a gift? Has it been a gift in your life? Have these workouts done something for you? Has Shakeology done something for you? Are you so pleased that someone introduced this into your life? Has it helped change your family? Has it helped pay down a house payment or a car payment or help save for a vacation? You need to think of this as a gift that you are offering to other people, whether they take it or not. That was another mindset that Robert and I worked through was, why are we suggesting Beachbody to so many people? It's because it's a gift, and someone can either choose to take it or not, you guys. And don't get hung up on if they don't. Don't let it chisel you away. Realize people are in different spots right now, especially right now. Some people are on furlough, some people completely lost their jobs, and some people are in a business that's doing fantastic. Beachbody's doing fantastic during this time. Boat sales are doing fantastic during this time. It's crazy. I know it's really random, but they are. So if you have any friends who are in the boat business, go talk to their wives because they're doing really well right now. So I want you to think about it as a gift. All right. So here's this is just one of my scripts that I use to start the process. This is my beginning of starting the process. And, this is one of my last kind of things too. I don't know about you, but as this launch approached, I started to feel a little overwhelmed. It was releasing right after a holiday. I was building up to July 4th. There was just a lot going on. I didn't feel ready. I started to feel overwhelmed, and I had to remind myself, Monday, Tuesday, this week, this isn't just MBF. Yes, it's MBF launch week, but it's not the end of it. This is a fantastic program to continue to promote all year long. So if you feel like you are behind on getting your launch started, don't feel overwhelmed. Don't let that frustrate you. You're not too late. You can start promoting this program right now. You have all month that it's going to be on sale, and it's crazy what it's being offered with both of our nutritional courses. I mean, that's never ever happened. And I don't know if they're going to continue to roll that out with other programs too, but realize that this is, to me, like a shorter version of P90X. P90X lasted for a really long time. It still is today. People get amazing results with that program today. I feel like that's what this is going to be. It is great for so many people. I'm on day 3. We already finished upper body today. I liked it. The moves are simple. The form is easy. It's not too fast. There's a modifier. I really do feel like this can be 80% of the people looking to get healthy and fit with this program. So I don't want you to feel like you're behind on the launch, because you're not. So here's just a simple script I use to get them started. If they say yes, they would like to try that sample workout, I send it. But before I send it, I say, hey, when do you think you're going to be able to fit this in your schedule? And they tell me tomorrow or later tonight. And then I follow up with them. I ask how they like it. And I ask them if they would be interested in hearing more about it. And if they say yes, I go right into what Joy talked about, that very first script, which, I mean, I can read it off to you. I don't have it printed off, but it's the one that says, great, I'd like to be able to set up a phone call with you where I'll go over your health and fitness goals. I'll tell you a little bit about what MBF is and has to offer, and you can choose to order something with me, or you can choose not to, but I'll respect your time, and I would love to hop on the phone with you. And you'll be surprised how many people say yeah, sure, I'll do that. Hop on the phone or hop on a Zoom. It's up to you kind of what you use. So I know I rushed through that. I'm so sorry, but that is the end of my slides. Yeah, I know I rushed through that because I was like, I want to get it all in. I actually have a hair appointment, and if you know how rescheduling hair appointments are, it's a nightmare. So I wanted to bang that out really fast. But let me see. Do y'all have any questions? I can scroll back through my slides at all. I'm actually not seeing the chat. This is weird. Why am I not seeing the chat? Maybe there's not a chat. So I'll just stop sharing my screen. Program, we go to reach bigger dreams. I don't see any questions. So Taryn, do you have anything else you'd like me to chat about? I just really want to stress the fact that, y'all, I was looking over, Robert and I are on a superstar thread. It's a message thread on Facebook. And I was really shocked to find out, how many of those girls are getting frustrated with social media and taking to the phone. They were all talking about taking to the phone. And I was like, yep, I knew I was on the right path. Because it's just getting harder and harder you're drawing out the process, right? So you're waiting for them to reply back. You message, you're waiting for them to reply back. You message, waiting. Whereas if you get them on the phone, you build that trust. They hear that you're caring. They see that you care about them because you're providing product that works for them and their needs. The follow through, so much faster. Even if you're on the phone for 20 to 30 minutes, you're still going to close that sale so much faster. Get on the Zoom. Yes.
Great, Melissa. I love the visual because I think the affirmations are probably the confidence boost that everybody needs, right? Like just that reminder instead of, oh, what's a script that somebody's saying, which is a great visual and a great idea generator. But I want to flash back to probably really when I first started. And I think this came from your husband, Robert, when you're talking about form. And I'm like, what the hell is that? But it was actually exactly what we're doing now. So it's almost like, how style trends resurface every 15 to 20 years, like tie-dye's back, right? From the 80s.
Yes.
But I guess it's almost 40 years ago. It's kind of scary. But I feel like that trend is back now because people are kind of burnt out on the surge of invites that come in from every network marketing person because they're desperate to build their business. They're desperate that they're just spraying messages through their direct messages, right? So that worked, right? That worked maybe last year, 2 years ago, maybe even 6 months. But, right, to reiterate the forming, the getting to know these people. And I think, as Melissa said, getting them on the phone just allows them to know that you actually are caring and interested about them. But it also sets you up as an authority and as an expert, oh shit, she really cares about what I want and what my needs are. Because you're addressing it specific to them, So forming is now like the new hey girl, right?
It is. It is. And if you don't know what forming is, it's where you talk about it stands for family, occupation, recreation means what do they do during their free time, and then your message to them, your message back to them. And it is something that we taught for so long, so many years. And then social media came around and hey girl messages worked for a long time. And now, like you said, I get messages all the time. Never have they ever reached out to me and they're like, hey, so I'm a Rodan and Fields rep. I just started this business. And do you have a skincare line that you use? And is it working for you? And look at these before and afters. And I'm like, I said, oh, it's so nice. And I literally write back, it's so nice to meet you too. How do you know me? And then I'll be like, I'll tell you right now, I've been in the network marketing business for over almost 15 years, and this message is not going to work. I flat out tell them. And I just give a little voice. I said, why didn't you ask how I was doing? Why didn't you even look at my social media and just maybe start with, hey, I see that your son's back to playing baseball. How was that? Or whatever. Ask something personal about me. Y'all, we just don't want to be like those people. We don't. Somebody said, Kristen said, a lot of people push invites. It feels hard to keep cold inviting when you should just starting more conversations versus invites, or both. If don't be that person that your first message to them is an invite. I mean, I just think no. Build those relationships. Does it take a little longer? It does, but if you start now, those relationships you're building this month, you can invite them next month because you've been chatting with them. You still use form? I'm glad Jamie probably says she still uses form. Yes, you can. If you're starting conversations, you can still invite. I sent out that message I showed you to several people who were on my stories. And we've been, they watch my stories. They know what I've been doing. And I did send it that way. So when I say don't be the first, I always start with, hey, thanks for watching my stories. Did you totally see me sweating it out today? Because we now can connect because they saw me sweating. I know they did. What's really funny is I'll message people and they're like, oh, I didn't mean to hit. I was interested. I was swiping. I'm like, it's okay. Now we have a conversation going about how, oh my gosh, that happens all the time. It's really funny. But just be real. And that's what's so important about the voice messaging is that they can hear you just be real and not just reading from a script. What else, girl?
Well, I know you have to go because it's very important that you get to your hair appointment on time. But I will stay on after for anyone that has questions, but does anybody have anything specific to ask Melissa before we let her go?
I just want to thank you for your time, Melissa. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Delaney. Thank you. That's really, I appreciate that. I'm a learner just like you guys are, just because I've been around for a long time. And just like Taryn, she has too, we've had to evolve. We've had to learn new ways. People are talking about email marketing instead of all the social media. I mean, that would be something new. But I can tell you right now, I would rather hop on the phone than all the emails that we'll have to go back and forth to convert an email. But you never know. That might be something instead of Facebook one day. We just have to continue to learn and evolve. But I really don't think this thing is going anywhere anytime soon. And so I would like to see you get comfortable with it. I know it's hard and it's a little nerve-wracking, but the more you do it, the better you will, the better you get. And here's one thing, you will realize you actually do have something to offer someone. And you'll actually hang up going, that wasn't so bad. That was kind of fun. I promise you'll think that. You'll be so nervous when you first get on your first one, but at the end you'll be like, that wasn't so bad. It was kind of fun because we like to connect with people still. We still like to hear people's voice and chat with them. Just like seeing Taryn's face today. We text, but it's so much better when I actually see her face and get to see her smile and hear her, it's just better, y'all. Okay. I do have to run.
You guys want to stay on? I got a couple more things that I wanted to just kind of elaborate on, but Melissa, thank you so much. Go get your hair done. I'm quite jealous. Mine is good thing you guys can't smell me. But thank
Let
you
me make
for
sure I
coming.
have you back as the host. Okay, I'm going to make you host
Okay.
so that I don't like end the call or something.
Oh, I'm cool. I got it.
Okay, cool. Alrighty.
Bye. Melissa. All right, you guys. So I just wanted to kind of elaborate a little bit. Like pause and pose. I just wanted to go back on a few things that Melissa was sharing, okay? Because we're not new. A lot of us are not new coaches. Maybe you are. Maybe your new coaches will be listening to this. But here's what I want to emphasize, okay? And then I'm going to give you kind of a little bit of an action step to push you out of the nest. So probably the biggest thing that new coaches say to me, I don't want to go bother my friends and family. Okay, so you're going to go out to a cold market, somebody you don't know, and try and pitch them on something to be a part of your organization or do your workout, and they don't know who the hell you are. Chances are, because of like 6 degrees of separation, they either have been invited by a coach or know a coach, right? Now, that's not to say this is saturated, because it is nothing but, it is anything but, that's more what I meant, anything but saturated. So if anyone's like, oh, I think Beachbody coaches are saturated, it's like, because you're following too many of them. Okay, first and foremost. So the new coaches, go, like, you want to encourage, and even this is a reminder to you guys, your friends and family, those people in your network, they already like, trust, and respect you. Why the hell wouldn't you invite them into this community that has allowed you to open up, to become free, that has been a gift, that has been a vehicle to whatever you need, right? Like, why wouldn't you include them in on that? Okay, so that was one thing. The last thing I just wanted to share too, to kind of push you out of the nest, is if you are so worried about getting on the phone, practice with somebody. Practice with your coach, as cheesy as it is. Practice with your best friend. Practice, set up some stuffed animals like back in the day, right? We'd load up our stuffed animals and we would teach them. Do that again. Nobody has to see that. You don't have to put it on Instagram, but practice. Just a voice message. Get out of your comfort zone, because if you're sending invites and hiding behind your device, you're going to limit yourself. And when you actively say, you know what, I'm actually scared shitless to invite you to get on a Zoom call, because I think it's weird, like we're just kind of getting to know each other, but I also really need to hear and see you in order to understand how I can best meet your goals. That's the only way I'm going to be able to say, this is what you need, or you know what, you're good. You don't need me, right? So you're giving them an option of not a peer pressure and I'm going to make you, hold your hand down to buy a challenge pack. But I just want to encourage you guys, start with sending messages, voice messages. It's even kind of fun if you send a recording. So Instagrams on direct message, you can send them, 15-second clips. You have a maximum of a minute. Jessica Goldsmith sends them to me all the time, just updating me on stuff. I get to see her face. She's talking to me, right? Send those to people that you're talking to, because they get to see your face, right? Make sure you have a purpose behind that message. Or record a video and send it to them on Messenger. I think you have a minute or two that you can do that. You don't want to go too long, because that gets, do you want to listen to somebody for 2 minutes, right? No, same with like getting all of those voice memos. You go up, you open up your Messenger, and all of a sudden you have 4 1-minute voice memos from somebody. Like, not everybody is really is game for that, but just practice. That's what I want to encourage you guys, is just to practice. Okay. So I want you to go back to revisit the links that were sent out. If you guys don't have them, I will repost them from the slides from Joy last week. And our goal this month is to just really blanket the whole idea with inviting. We have something to invite for right now. That is the most incredible thing, is we have this program to invite into. So, we're not in that kind of, low time when we don't really have a new program to, you always have something to invite into, right? But we have this hype on muscle burns fat. Right now, we've got coach window. Everybody you talk to, you should be inviting into being a coach, right? Accountability, accountability, accountability by being a coach. The cost does not change one bit, but you do want to make sure you tell them, hey, by the way, you'll trigger a 25% discount. You will have a business fee, but you're drinking Shakeology because you told me you wanted to lose weight. You're going to be ahead of the game financially. Okay. And hey, you know what? Why don't you just go tell your 2 best friends they need to do this? You'll get a kickback. It's a pretty sweet deal. That casual, literally that casual, is how I talk to my people about becoming coaches and flicking the idea out to 2 of their best friends. And it works, because you're not pressuring them into being a coach. You're not telling them, okay, well, here's the deal. Here's the comp plan. And then you did it. Keep it simple. right? Keep your invitation simple, but we have this whole month, like Melissa said, you're not behind on inviting if you haven't really gotten the hype, behind the hype of this. Use the Muscle Burns Fat VIP launch group. Rachel, I give her all the credit because she has allowed us to plug into it. She and I have been tag teaming this month on getting the content in there to get everybody excited. And you guys, I think it's working. We've had huge surges in coaches and customers coming on board in the last couple of months. Definitely coaches right now, right? You heard what Melissa said about the bonuses. So if you're pushing for that star diamond, you guys, this is the quarter to do it, okay? Go and pay attention to the quarterly bonus periods. You have 12 weeks. You have to qualify for 6 weeks consecutively in that 12 weeks. So as you're pushing towards 2-star, okay, Melanie, wink, Sarah, Aline, Kristen, all you guys, as you're pushing to that star status, look at the qualification period so you can earn that bonus. You don't want to go pushing, and then you straddle quarter 3 and quarter 4, and then you fall out of it, right? Unless you hold it, you just go to 5-star, like cool. But pay attention to that because those bonuses are increasing because of the surge of people that are coming into Beachbody right now, okay? There's a massive interest because people are not going back to the gyms yet. They're just not. We're going in and out of lockdown. And as annoying as it is, being in your homes, people need connectivity. They need to feel like they're a part of something because they're ready to rip their goddamn hair out because they want their kids to go back to school. They want to be able to go on vacation. They just need to get out. But this is an escape, okay? My door is closed. I bribed my 14-year-old to watch my girls upstairs and the puppy because my babysitter couldn't come. But you know what? Like, this is what I crave. I look forward to this, right? So create this for them and let them know that they have a place and they have a space. And you're going to do that by what? Getting on Zoom, FaceTime, I don't care. Skype, go for it. All right. Anybody have any questions? Jamie, what about someone who has bad knees? I presume you're talking about muscle burns fat. Yeah. Modify. Take the jumping out. Tell them to limit their range of motion. I would even also advise them on any of the lower, I haven't started yet, so I'm starting Monday. Shout out to anyone starting on Monday. Whoop, whoop. I would tell them on any leg movement to take the weight out. No weights. I would also, before they, so this is where you can be of value to them, always advise your clients, ask them, what are your shoes that you're wearing? How long have you had them? Okay, just a little nugget, because you know what? That's going to set you up above the next person, right? Hey, just tell me, what kind of shoes do you have? How long have you had them? Okay, if they have knee problems, chances are they've been wearing the same damn shoes for 2 years. Or they're doing cross training in running shoes. And I would advise you guys to also educate yourself on the proper shoe. You can't really advise someone Nike versus Asics or whatever, but shoes are really, really important when you are advising somebody or prepping them for a workout, because running shoes are made for this lateral movement. Okay, cross training shoes have a different component to them that allow for the lateral movement and also for lifting. So it gives a little bit more to the hamstrings and underneath the knee pockets and also through the toes. So, and running shoes have a wider toe base, so they're going to be, for the toes to spread while you're running. You don't necessarily want to be wobbling around while you're lifting and doing lateral movements in running shoes. So I've seen a lot of injuries, a lot of knee challenges because of the type of shoes. So that would be my recommendation. Drop the weight, watch their range of motion, no jumping, and ask them about their shoes, okay? Danielle, what if they had a bad experience before with another coach but are interested now, but ask them why. Great. Be like, hey, well, tell me, get on the phone, right? Hey, when can you get on the phone? 10 o'clock or 3 o'clock? What works? Because I actually want to hear what your experience was. And then ask them. Get their answers, get their information, listen, and say, hey, I hope that you'll never have that experience again. Maybe their person was, an asshole. Maybe they didn't talk to them unless they hit a certain rank, whatever, right? Just be like, hey, listen, that's not how I roll. and here's what I know that I've created with my own business, and here's what I experience every day with my team. This is what my coach does with us. This is what I do for my team. And that's what I would love to have you be a part of. But I need to know what your experience was. So again, it's the same concept as just ask her and just validate, hey, you know what? If you get back involved and it becomes the experience that you had last time, guess what? You quit. I don't want you to feel like you're forced into doing something that you're not enjoying, because it's all about your business and your experience. Did that help? Yeah? Okay, cool. Tamara, she gives modifications for bad knees. Awesome. Thank you. I guess bike can out of home workout shoes. Nike came out with home workout shoes. Good. Yeah, I love Nikes, but not everybody is a Nike person. And I would also caution the barefoot workout for some people that have bad knees, because it does take those little tiny muscles. So anyone that did bar, how long did it take for you to work out in bare feet? It might have been like, you might have been really sore in your shins and your calves for like a week, right? So just caution somebody if they're going from shoes to barefoot that it could take a little bit of an adjustment, okay? What's the difference between our collagen and the ones you can buy in the store? Lauren, ours is a premier blend. It is not a protein collagen. So I'll just quickly say a lot of the ones that you can buy at the stores or on Amazon include a protein element to it. And so I think that takes away from the true benefits of collagen peptides. I would really strongly encourage you to go to the Coach online office and educate yourself on the proprietary benefits behind the collagen and why it's different. They will not, bash anything, but there's a lot of really great information in our product tools. And so I would go and just grab a couple nuggets that you can use to share why this one collagen is probably a little bit more of a premier source versus, the collagen that has protein. Okay. You can add it to your Shakeology if they need to combine it with their protein. Some people I see add it to their Energize. I put it in my coffee. So, but I prefer the one that does not have protein in it. It makes me really gassy for some reason. I sent a few in there, not sure how to follow up without being pushy, just looking for fresh ideas so they won't run away. So Aline, awesome, because I literally just did that this morning. I sent out 6 follow-up messages to people that were like, yeah, I'm interested, and then ghosted me when I sent them, hey, let's get on the phone. And I said, listen, hey, just circling back with you, I didn't want to drop the ball, but I also didn't want to be a total pain in the ass. Let me know if you still want to go forward with this, or if you decided that, you're comfortable with what you're doing. I don't, so I gave them an out. I made kind of light of it. Didn't want to be a pain in the ass, but I also owned it and saying I didn't want to drop the ball on our conversation. So I circled back because they had interest. If you invited somebody and they didn't respond back to you, and then you go invite them again, then the dialogue has to be different, right? Anything else, you guys? I'll pop off here in a little bit. But any other questions?
I have a question. So
yeah.
I had a customer before when I had first coached or whatever, and then she canceled because she couldn't keep up, but she's been following me ever since. And then I started coaching again, and she keeps following me. Sorry, I have a bad back, and I just walked up the stairs with my 15-pound baby. So anyway, sorry. I hurt my back the other day and I'm dying. So anyways, so she was like, I really want to do muscle burns fat. I've been watching you. So I'm like, cool, it comes out this day. Sent her all the information, sent her the sample, and then I haven't heard from her since.
Okay.
So I followed up with her, but I haven't heard back. And I don't want to be like, hey, did you see my message above? Because I know she wants to do it, but I don't know, I don't want to keep going and going like I'll follow up with her again, but I don't want to be like, hey, did you see my message? Because I don't know, maybe she doesn't get paid, or I don't know. So I just don't want to be weird.
Do you have her number?
Yeah, I do.
I would either call her, totally bold, guarantee she'll probably won't answer. I don't know the number. But I would just call and try and catch her on the phone, or just leave her a voicemail. Said, hey, I was just on the run and I didn't hear back from you. I just wanted to be sure I didn't drop the ball.
Yeah.
I'm dying to hear what you thought of the sample. That's it.
Okay.
And give her that out again. And if this isn't a fit for you, no worries. I definitely don't want to try and like harass you on it. And I'll move on. But I just, we had this conversation, you had interest, so kind of reframe that for her in your follow-up.
Yeah.
If you don't feel comfortable calling her, send her a voice memo on your phone. You'll be able to tell when she's listened to it, because it will go away.
Because the first time she signed up, she did sign up as a coach, but it was like a discount thing. And then she never wanted to like actually coach. But she ended up canceling it, and then she like canceled bot and everything. So I don't want her to like feel like, I'm like, you need to be a coach. You know what I mean? Because like in all certainty, she doesn't have to be a coach, and she can wait till later. But like I don't want her to feel like I'm trying to pressure her into signing up right now as a coach. That's not what she wants to do. You know what I mean?
Right. If she comes back after you follow up with her and she's like, yeah, actually, I do want to do this. Say, cool. So we got two options. We can re-sign you up as a coach. And you know what? We can design it however you want. If you just want to be a discount again, great. Otherwise, you can wait until the 27th when we're doing our customer enrollments for that test group. You can be a part of it then. You have no strings attached with coaching. And I mean, not that there is anyways, we know that. But I always just give them options. You can have this option or this one. What do you want?
Okay, cool.
As long as she knows there's no change in cost. I think that people are afraid to be coaches because they think it's going to cost them more.
Yeah.
Even, and I don't recommend this, but I've even offered to people like, hey, if you want it right now, sign up as a coach. I'll put it on my calendar to follow up with you in 2 weeks. See, hey, how are you enjoying your Shakeology? Do you want to keep going with it? If so, great. Then I want to make sure you get that you continue with the 25% off. If you're like, whatever, then I want to make sure that I can, trigger that cancellation so you don't have a burned experience. So they know that you're ahead of it. And we have, when you're working with a smaller population of invitations, because you're getting them on the phone, you can serve them more and they're likely to stick around and they're likely to tell their friends because you're serving them instead of just churning out all of these people, right? I mean, it's great to get 100 people on board, but if you're not having a conversation with all 100 of them, 50%, 60, 70% are going to fall off because they're going to go find a coach that's actually going to serve them, right? I mean, how many of us have had coaches transfer to us or customers transfer to us because they didn't hear anything from theirs? Theirs was too big for their britches. They had a stock of Shakeology for people or performance line. I haven't heard that. Leticia, I don't know.
Recover is sold out.
Recover's always sold out. Jesus Christ. Then yeah, I think then the challenge packs will be delayed on sending that out. So if that's the case, then I haven't heard of Shakeology being sold out, only the caramel one, but that's not even an offer in the challenge pack. So there might be, so here's what I've done. When you go and set up your share cart for them, if you set up, say, a chocolate bag, it might pop up with a red, like kind of a notification of, hey, we're running low on stock. So then what I do is I change it to a box and I say, hey, heads up, they're running low on chocolate, the one that you wanted, the bag. So I put it into a box. You do get less, but then we're guaranteed that you're going to get it versus having it delayed and shipped out and then you don't get to experience it. I would rather get it in their hands and make up for it some other way. I'll send them 6 servings of something if I have to. Right? So always, just pay attention. It'll notify you if that flavor is low on stock because chances are it's probably gone. In grays, it won't let me put in cart. Can you, in grays? Or it's in gray? I wonder if that's what you're saying, Leticia. Like if it's grayed out and it won't let you put it like the whole cart, like you can't put a challenge pack in your cart at all? I don't know what. I'll have to wait.
Okay. So yeah, it's I was trying to make up a share cart the other night, and I would go to the challenge packs, and all of the challenge packs were grayed out, and so I would try to put it into my cart to send to the person, and I had to actually have that customer. She actually is a discount coach at that point, so she was able to call in to customer service. And because what happened was they had made a mistake. She had already ordered it, and the customer service rep canceled her current or her old Home Direct, and was supposed to make up a new completion pack for her, and for some reason it didn't go through. So when she she thought that she had gotten MBF, she didn't, and so she had to call customer service and talk to. It took her like an hour for them to correct the fact that they didn't hook her up with the completion pack. And so, but in the meanwhile, I was trying to go on to get her a share cart, and I was in the share cart and it would not let me make up a cart for her. So I was scared that was going to be ongoing for new people between now and the 27th.
No, it must maybe just be because she had gone on and done it herself and the computer just hadn't caught up. I don't know. So, you know, some of those isolated incidences, I think for the most part, everybody's having success with the enrollments, whether there's delay or there's back ordered or we ran out of supply. I mean, that could be possibly the case because everybody gets hot and excited on the first day of enrollment and it just goes bananas. So, you know, just keep plugging away, you guys, and any little kind of technical issues, just reach out to customer service and make sure that you get them on chat so you have actually the, you know, communication pattern with them so you can go back and use that as a reference. I have to hop off, you guys. I got to go relieve my daughter upstairs. I promised her she only had 2 hours with the kids because I had a class that I taught before this. But thank you guys for being on here. I hope you guys got something out of Melissa. And you know what, you guys, take action. Don't just come on these calls and just listen and get great and then go on your merry way and just get stuck. Do the work. Even if it's just 2 things as today, you know, schedule 2 people that you can get on Zoom with, okay? And do it and just see how your business transitions. All right, you guys are awesome.
Thank you, Karen.
Awesome day. You're welcome. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.